In this video, we're going to talk about the customer side of the equation, focusing on how to deal with a wide variety of different sorts of customers. Remember that service really results from the relationship among customers, frontline workers, and a service organization. The role of the customer is key to providing input and even action for the service delivery process. We've talked about service intensity, particularly front stage intensity. This idea really comes from a 1978 paper by Dick Chase called "Where Does the Customer Fit in a Service Operation?" In this now classic paper, Chase distinguished between what he called high contact services and low contact services. The high contact services are the high intensity services. The low contact services are the low intensity services, more like production processes than like anything else. Chase suggested there should be a very different way of handling high and low contact services. Simply put, the greater the percentage of contact time between the service and the customer, the greater the degree of interaction between the two during the production process. It follows that services with high customer contact are more difficult to control and more difficult to standardize than those with low customer contact. The problem is that the customer introduces variability. They are hard to control. The more time spent with them, the more involved they are in the process, the more variability they introduce. That's what Chase was saying. And this brings us to a much more recent paper by Francis Fry, which unpacks exactly this problem of customer contact, by which we mean customer variability. Fry suggests that all variability is not created equal. She lays out 5 specific types of customer variability. Customers may arrive at different times and at different rates. Customers may request or want different things. Customers may come with different amounts of knowledge or different degrees of skill. Customers may put in different amounts of effort. And customers may prefer or like different things. It's possible to think of these 5 forms of variability sequentially because they reflect the process by which many service transactions unfold. The customer arrives, makes a request, plays a part in the process requiring some level of capability and effort, and then assesses the experience according to personal preferences. At any of these points, life is easier for a service provider if it is dealing with a narrow band of variability. Where the band is wide, service quality and efficiency may suffer. Now, let's look at each of these a little bit more closely. Arrival variability. Different customers arrive at different times. The supermarket may be empty at 10 a.m., but everyone may go there at 6 p.m. after work anyway. It would be great if folks would just show up when it was convenient for the store rather than when it was convenient for them. No matter how many checkout lanes are open, there may be a line at busy times. That's just the way it is. Some types of service businesses, like restaurants or doctors, manage arrival variability by requiring reservations or appointments. Without one, you will certainly wait. With one, you may wait less. Request variability. Different customers want different things. It may be difficult to anticipate all the possible requests, or it may simply be too difficult to accommodate all of them. The vacation resort in Hawaii may have all kinds of options for snorkeling and surfing and swimming and going to the luau or whatever, but they might not anticipate all things someone might want to do. They might deliberately limit the options. Capability variability. Different customers have different knowledge and different skills, meaning they are differently able to participate in co-production processes. It might be difficult for a medical patient to describe his or her symptoms accurately, and so it becomes difficult for the doctor to figure out what to do. We could try to accommodate all different kinds of capabilities we might encounter, but that might be very expensive. Effort variability. In addition to having different capabilities, different customers might simply expend different amounts of energy in helping the service provider. I love this example of supermarket shoppers not returning their carts and just leaving them all over the parking lot. The store can try to accommodate this by having more workers wrangle the shopping carts. Preference variability. Different customers may judge service experiences and service outcomes differently. One may like casual eateries and another may prefer more formal tablecloth type places. Obviously, it can be expensive to cater to all needs. So those are the ways that customers introduce variability into services. They vary in many ways. When they come, what they want, what they can do, what effort they expend, and what they like. And traditionally, firms try to overcome these by accommodating, spending more money to cover more of the cases, or by reducing their offerings, spending less money to cover few of the cases. There's a trade-off. Spend more, do better, quality-wise, or spend less and do worse, quality-wise. The Fry paper suggests there are other ways to accommodate and reduce that do not have to make this kind of trade-off. In summary, high contact services, high intensity services are more complicated than low contact services, low intensity services. It's because customers introduce variability, things the service firm can't really control. And that means uncertainty. There are 5 dimensions of customer variability: arrival, request, capability, effort, and preference.